and welcome to Tuesday Talk. I am getting it together here. If you're just joining me, I am really just coming back from a meeting and just trying to get everything together. So we have lights, and let me get on Facebook here. And I hope everybody's doing well. It is certainly a beautiful day in my neighborhood. Let's figure out what I'm doing here. Shouldn't try to talk at the same time, but it's at least 70 degrees here, which is amazing for what we've seen the last while back with snow and everything else. So forgive me for being a little late here, and we're almost there. I just want to get Facebook up and running. And we're just going to go live. All right. Okay, and we're live on Facebook now too. Trying to get everything together here, guys. I was running a little late. So, okay. So what we're doing tonight is another cabinet door upcycle. And this time we're doing one that says, the cabin is my happy place. So lots of times we make molds, but the first thing I think I want to do here is paint this a little bit. Now, I should have, it would be great if I had, so, you know, I've been moving my store and everything, so half my things are in one place and half of them are in another place. So we are going to make do like we did last time. And I think our mermaid project turned out pretty good, even though we were making do the last time as well. What I'm looking for is a little hunk of sandpaper. And if I can't find sandpaper, an emery board will do, because usually there's a bunch of them laying around. But take a quick look in here. If I can't find it, I have a little bag here. And did you know that brown paper bags are good sometimes to give you a little bit of sandpaper effect? So I'm just going to kind of tear this and get a little hunk of paper here, and we're going to make a substitution. And hopefully it works. Because last week I was going to do 2 different doors and we only got 1 done. But I have some Dixie mud on here. So I'm going to put the screens down so you can see what we're doing. And if you come on, tell me hey. And anything else you want to tell me. So, okay, let's do this. All right. My light's not in a very good spot here. There we go. It's a little better. Okay. So I'm going to try this here with the bag, and I think that's going to help us out. It's definitely flattening that the marks that I had in there from the knife that I had used. So keep that in mind. If you can't find a hunk of sandpaper, get a hunk of brown paper bag, and if you're just doing a light sand, it'll do the job for you in a pinch. So good enough for this project. Okay, and you know, I'm gonna have to run the sweeper anyway, so let me get the side. See how that really smoothed that out? And I'm gonna do this little section on the side here. There. Good job. Okay, now, like I said, I'm flying in at the last minute, so I think I want a light background, and just happen to have my favorite white. Hey, Haley, how are you? Glad you're tuning in here. So tonight we're doing a sign that says, the cabin is my happy place. You're doing good. That's good. I'm glad you're joining me tonight. Let me find a brush to use here. This one will work. So we're just going to paint this here. I am doing good. Busy, busy, busy. And have exciting news coming up, but I can't spill all the beans yet. You know, we're out of the 11th Avenue store and moving, and I'm still keeping my location undisclosed. We're telling everybody about moving out to Hollidaysburg. I will tell you, I'm not. But I'll discuss our location here in the very near future. But exciting things are happening. Good. I can't wait till you can visit. Bring that little guy too. He's so cute. I saw the picture you posted the other day. Oh my gosh. He's a cutie. So I'm going to get this edge up here. Last time when we did the mermaid, we didn't get everything, so we're going to get it tonight. Sawmill Gravy is just such an awesome color. I know it's just a white, but it's just my fave. One of my very favorite colors that Dixie Belle has. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside a minute, and I'm going to show you what I have to work with, and we'll see if we need to make any more and figure out our design. So this may dry on its own, or I may have to use the hairdryer and give it a little help. I only think we need one coat, so I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so like I said, we're going to spell out the cabin is my happy place. So I think we need some trees for our cabin. And I'm throwing trees around. So I have this little mold. This is just a cake decorating mold. And it's just little trees, little pine trees. So I have some that are already made. We're probably going to need a few more. But you can see, like, it really has a lot of detail in there. You can see all that detail. So we're going to use some of these. So we're going to figure out where we're going to put them. I like things to be a little bit dimensional. I don't think we'll use this one because it's kind of, it needs to be poured a little thinner because this is just too thick. It just looks like a bell or something. So we have a couple different sizes of them. So we're going to go ahead and pour some of those. This is another one that's kind of messed up, so I don't think I want to use it. So let's go ahead and pour some of them. I'm going to set this aside and put it on my paint jar. Put my brush in a baggie. I'm doing pretty good for flying in at the last minute. I was actually a couple minutes late, but I think you'll forgive me, won't you? Okay, so now I'm going to use some amazing casting resin, 2-part epoxy, and where's my cups? Okay. And mix this stuff up. I need a little stir stick. I'll use one of these. Okay. So when you do 2-part epoxy, amazing casting resin, you want to use equal parts. And so these cups that come with it are okay to measure, but they're really no good for pouring. You want something with a lip on it to pour. So this is so much better because you won't drip it all over the place. Now I've got a watch here. I'm going to set this I want to set it here, but I'm going to end up moving it. So, boy, I can just hear birds chirping all over the place. We have some cardinals that are making a nest right outside our kitchen window, and we have the window open. It's so nice to be able to open the window. So I put that right at the 15 line. Can you hear the birds? They're going nuts. Okay, so then we're mixing these together. And when you do 2-part epoxy or amazing casting resin, it will get cloudy first, and then it'll get clear. And when it's clear, that's when it's time to pour. Hey, Kathleen, we're doing molds again. How are you? Okay, so it's clear. So we're going to go ahead and pour. I used this cup before, so if it looks like it's not clear, that's why. You're good. That's good to hear. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour these guys. And like I said, I want to pour it kind of shallow because the mold looks much better when it's not over poured. Now see, I got a little over pour because we're not flat here. I have it on this bag and it's such a little mold. Okay, so Houston, we have a problem. I have more material. Oh, did you order some? You're waiting on your molds. Okay. Oh, good. I have some here because I hate to waste this material. So I never do. I can feel it getting real warm. When the temperature is warmer, it will definitely set up really fast and get warm. So just enough to fill one of these label molds. And you know what? I might, who knows, we might do a bonus project tonight. If we get this out of the mold and it's still flexible, I have a bottle that we can maybe do. I saved a whiskey bottle that's real pretty. So I'm just using my stick here and moving that around a little bit to get it in the areas that I want. So like I said, I want it to be kind of shallow because you get the better detail in it when it is. Can you guys hear those birds? Okay, so we're going to have a minute for that to set up. And believe it or not, this big chunky mold will set up quicker than these little guys here. So I'm going to move them out of the way, and then I'm going to dry our door here, and then we'll lay out our, see, you can see this is getting white already. That means it's setting up. So it's happening really fast. So I'm going to just put that out of the way, but we'll get our door back in place and we'll lay out our the words, where we're going to put our words and where we're going to put our trees. I have to be careful here that I don't get my wires in my mold. Sounds like a weird predicament, but okay, so I have a hairdryer here, so we're going to have momentary noise, but we'll dry this. Okay, I didn't think that would take long to dry because it's just, I don't know, it's a warm night, so it's been a while to be able to say that, but it's a warm night. Okay, so again, we're saying the cabin is my happy place. So I know, boy, this is almost too small of a door to do this. Let's see. the cabin is the word that I want to be big. So I can maybe use my stamps, and I think I might freehand a little bit. Because what I was going to use are my my text stencils, but I just think it's not, we don't have enough room on this little one, but I think because my trees are little that we need to still do that. So if that makes any sense. I know I sound like I'm rambling, but because I'm trying to talk and look for letters at the same time. All right, so I need an A and a B. And little hint, now these are from JRV stencils, but always mark the letter on them. It's so much easier to find them when you're looking for them. These are all numbers. Okay, I think we've got A and B. Yep, A and B. Cabin. Okay, so we need to say the cabin is my happy place. So we're focusing on the word cabin. And we're going to probably squish the letters up together a little bit. C-A-B-I-N. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's get a color here that we can use. So I want to kind of use like, you know, dark, rich colors because, and I found chocolate. Literally, this is spur of the moment for me as it is for you, because as I keep saying, I have half my stuff here and half my stuff at the new place. So I don't know what all I have where. So I'm gonna just play it by ear. Okay, so I need to have the word the, so I guess I can put that up here. So I'll start here with cabin. I'm just kind of using a stiff brush. It's not a stencil brush, it's just a stiff brush, and I'm offloading, off in the distance here, offloading most of the paint so that we don't have it run under the stencil. I hope I have a good green to paint these trees with. I should. I have quite the container full of paint beside me here. Okay, so we have our C. Like I said, we're just kind of overlapping a little bit. Usually with stencils, we can get away with putting it on right away because the paint dries so quickly. So I'm going to set this right back on here a minute and then use something underneath it kind of as a ruler. Let me get a new one of these. Thank you. My hubby got me that for Christmas. My necklace. This is actually the first time I wore it. I really like it, but I don't usually wear gold. So it just took me a while. So, okay. I'm just kind of using this as a guideline so I know where the bottom of the stencil goes, so I don't go up in the air or down, because you know that's either optimism or pessimism. If your sentences trail down, then you're a pessimist, so they say, and if they go up, then you're an optimist. I'm an optimist apparently, because, and I do know that to be true, but my sentences do always, like if I'm writing on paper that doesn't have lines, my sentences always go up. You just stopped by to say hi. That Kathleen that said that? I think. Okay. Well, you know, I always appreciate when you're on, so I'm glad you did. And I'm sure you'll get to see the finished product later on. And hope you have a wonderful night. But stick around if you want, if you can. So this was kind of based on a sign that I saw that I really liked. And I thought, we can recreate that. Definitely not copying their design because they had one giant tree and their picture was much bigger. So I'm just kind of doing my own thing, and that was my inspiration. I have to move that in a little bit to stay on there. I got a lot of paint on there, so I have to offload it. Looks like our little trees are setting up nicely. I could have gone a lot smaller with the words. I was thinking it would be really cool to do a sort of like a night sky in the background, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we have cabin done. So I'm going to get my stamps out for the rest of the words. So I think I'm going to have to use these real little guys, maybe. Or maybe I'll use this size. I think this size will work a little bit better. The same size we used for the mermaid. So I got to pick out my letters now. We won't need a J. Okay. We won't need a B. Okay. W. I'm eliminating all the things we don't need. F. C. We don't need. Don't need an X. Don't need an O. We're going to be repeating a lot of letters. No L. Oh, yeah, there is. In place. No N. No R. No G. That's really weird how few letters there are in this phrase. Y we need. Don't need a D, but you know what? I might need that for a P. I can use it as a P. N. H. We need an H. Oh, I need an I for is my. We don't need a B. M. A. E. See, all the ones we need are at the end. Don't need an S. Oh, yeah, we do for is. Don't need a K. Yeah, we need a T. Z, we don't need. Okay, I think we have what we need. I hope. So we're going to spell out the first. So we need a T, H. I did get an E, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. So I now have to find some ink. And we can change up the color a little bit if we want. I mean, they're all going to be kind of stand out as it is. So this is chocolate brown. So I have, let's see. Well, this is probably going to be best. It's called ground espresso. I have this vintage photo. I think this one is getting kind of dried up. That might be the good color though. Now there's still ink on there. I think we'll try that. Because well, maybe that's not really dark. Okay, maybe we'll do this one. I love these little stamp pads. Okay, so we're doing THE. The only thing about them is they're not really big. So if you do a word, it might not all fit on the pad, but I think it is going to. Okay, so I'm going to kind of make it all left-centered. Okay, I think I have the wrong color because that is gold, but you know what? We're going to roll with it. So I think I'll do is my in this color and then switch over to that brown for happy place. But then again, you know what? If I see my watercolor pens, I think I'm going to write out happy place. So we need is my. Okay, so we have is. So I have to leave room for that, but I'm going to start over here. Is, and we're going to have to touch up a little bit because I got the side of the stamp on there too. That's all good. That's no problem. Okay, and I'm going to leave a space. Okay, my, you know, sometimes happy little accidents when you get a different color. That's kind of a metallic, but that's okay. I think I have the wrong lid on it, so I'm always mixing things up. Okay, so that's all we need there, and I'm just going to pop over here 1 second, and I see my watercolor pens. Okay, and we're going to have green trees probably lined up the whole way along here. So I don't really want to use a green. So let's go back to using a dark brown. All right, so now let's practice a little calligraphy here. So, oh, I don't want that pen. It's kind of, my grandkids were using them. And they press a little hard. So that one's seems a little dry because they also leave lids off. But they're really cute, so they are allowed. They pretty much get away with whatever here. Not really. They're really big kids anyway. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so I should have a pretty good guide here because of the bottom. So here we go. I want to make a nice, I'll add a loop. So I can't talk and write letters apparently. Okay, and kind of, well, I kind of want to make these long. And when you're doing these things, like your downstrokes should be thicker. Okay, so we'll do place. Again, do some of these downstrokes. Okay, I'm not really loving this because I feel like I got it too thick in some places. And my letters are kind of close together. But you know what? We'll make do. So the cabin is my happy place. So I don't know whether you can see I don't know whether you can see it very well in the lights. The and is my. I hate to stamp over them though, because then you don't have a good crisp line. So we'll just keep going, and if we decide, my dog's shaking. If we decide we need more, then we'll add more later. And I see right now that I missed a spot. I'm sure you guys can see that from your angle. So I still have my brush here. I'm just going to touch that up a little bit at the top of my curve. Okay, so let's see how we're doing with our trees. So this is our tree mold, and they look to be done. So I'm just going to pop them right out of the molds here. They're a little soft when they're first made. Now I missed some there, but that's okay because these are going to look real organic and natural. So I think it might be easiest. Maybe I'll try using the watercolor pens on these. But let's pop the rest of them out. Okay, and we'll see how many we have. I might have to do a few more. All right, so let's see. We've got some real tall ones. I don't want to make it look like every other one. Yeah, we definitely need some more. Guess we can do it the whole way across the bottom. We don't have to, but I'm going to switch these two because this is not completely dry and it's got that little bare spot in there. I like this. I think it's cute. Yeah, I'm going to make one more set and let them set up while I paint these other ones. So we'll get our mold back, our part A and part B. My little container here. So we don't need as much as we had last time unless we want to pour an extra mold here. I don't want to run it short, that's for sure. I think I'll just eyeball it. It's weird in the summer sometimes, like this sets up so quickly. All right. So we'll get these mixed up. I love playing with molds. I could play with molds like all day. It's just so much fun to to make them. I made those trees quite a while back, and you know, sometimes you just have them on hand, and then now I have a project for them. I got them around Christmas time. I was going to do something with Christmas trees, but you know, they're perfect for this project. Who knew? Even a summer project, you can use Christmas trees. This is all about camping. I'm actually going to a cabin in May with my hubby. I'm really looking forward to it. Finally getting a little traveling in this year. Okay, I have a little extra, but I don't have a little mold, or do I? Let's see. Oh, I don't think I have enough to fill anything. It's just a little bit. I'll try. Like I said, I hate to waste it. Stuff's too expensive to waste. It's not terrible, but you know, I use coupons, of course, but I'm gonna try to spread that out. Sometimes I like the mold a little shallower, more shallow, shallower. Yeah, just barely have enough to possibly fill that. Okay. I didn't waste it anyway, so we got something out of it. Okay, now I have to set that aside. I'll unmold this guy that I had sitting out there. See how nicely that pops out? How pretty that is? When Tom gets back, I will see if he'll grab that bottle off the counter for me. Maybe we'll do that as a bonus project, depending on how long we go. Okay, so like I said, I think I'm going to use the markers to color the trees. We'll see how it works. I still have my brown here, so I'm going to try it on the trunks and see how well it coats. Not too bad. Not too bad. I can certainly get the chocolate out and do that as well. Thought this might be a little easier. I don't know that it's going to be. I mean, it covered it well. So I'm going to do all the trunks in this, but I don't know about doing the green part with the marker. It might be a lot. I think it might be easier with a brush. And it's a little plain up top, so we might do a little fancy artwork up there maybe. Do a little sun or maybe a little moon. I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just put a little shading in it. Okay, I'm going to look and see what I might have for a green. Hopefully I have some evergreen. This wouldn't that be perfect for a pine tree? Well, there's tree frog green, but I think that's a little bright. We might be able to tone it down a little with black here. I have some caviar. I'm, finding everything but finding pinks, and I have transfers in here, patina paint, stencils, you name it. It's just my bucket of stuff right now. crate of stuff, I should say. You know, there might be another color in there. Juniper? Thought it was in here. Okay. We're getting all the Easter egg colors. Evergreen. This should be enough to do trees. I hope it's in good condition here. Sometimes they get dried up. It's pretty dried up. Let's see. Thought I had some water here. Yeah, I'm gonna see. Oh, you know what? I might have. Okay, no, this is gonna go in the garbage. That one dried up. I have evergreen right here. I totally forgot about these. These were our bottles from classes and stuff. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit out over here. So this is what I use all the grocery bags, you know, that you get at the store for grocery pickup orders. So that's what I save all those for. Oh, this is going to be pretty. This is a cool little project, I think. You just have to get in all that detail there. Yeah, this wouldn't have been very easy with the marker. I think it would have taken a while to get in all those detail areas. We'll let the paint do the work. How pretty is that? You guys see that? I just love it. My husband says I say that too much. I just love it. He says I always say it. I just love it. Oh, well. I do. He's not here, so I can I can say that. But he does say it all the time. That's what I say. Might have to squirt a little bit more out here soon. But these are so cute. I just love them. I said it again. Okay, he's right. So we'll have to have a thing on my lives. If I say it, then you'll have to let me know. Not going to say it, but I do. So these ones that I did before, they're really, where did I put that? They're a lot harder than the ones that I did tonight. So that is a perfect one to kind of bridge that gap that I have there. And I have to kind of space it strategically because of my letters there. So we'll just let the top of that tree go in between those letters. And that keeps it a little more random, like they're not just all in a row, as they would be in nature. But if you've ever been camping at Cook's Forest, I think it's amazing how the trees grow. I mean, surely they planted them that way, I'm assuming. It seems like no matter where you stand, And look, the trees are all evenly spaced. So I don't know if that's the case or it's just my impression or what. These are so cute. Okay, so we're going to make that treetop go right in there. We'll paint this one, and then hopefully our other ones will be ready to pop out. They're white, so kind of getting some of the place where it didn't fill completely. There was some extra material sometimes. Just didn't go in the right place. So you can see this one's a lot more flexible, the ones that are newer. So the longer they stand, they'll get a lot more firm. Okay, so we'll straighten that up, and this is going over here. And let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I definitely want to keep it an odd number. So let's see if these guys are ready to pop out. They're going to be very soft because they're not quite ready, but they'll work. Yeah, we lost the top of that tree. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Let's do 7. My only concern is these are not real firm, and I'm afraid they'll kind of concave in there, but we'll work with them here. So I'm going to do the trunks again with my watercolor pen. And then we'll get these painted here real quick. So, hope you're all ready for Easter. I'm not quite because because of the move, I've had a lot of stuff in my house that is not normally here. But you know, it's good to have goals. And Easter Sunday, by Easter Sunday, I'll have this place in shape. We're gonna do an Easter egg hunt for the grandkids, which I think will be fun because I found a gazillion plastic eggs that I had for some reason at the store. I think we did a Easter egg crawl one year from the Altoona area business community, and we participated in that, and I think that's where I got all the eggs from. So nobody needs that many eggs. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, I definitely feel like we need something else, but I'm going to get these glued in place. Let me see what we have for glue here. I might just use hot glue. I think it'll work. Let's see. I have Type on Thick and Quick, but I don't know if there's enough in it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna fool around with this. Let's see, I have glue on the table here. I have more Type Bond. Hey, honey.
Hello.
Hi. Can you grab that whiskey bottle that's on the counter?
Okay. Are you off Tuesday talk? Or?
No, we're still on. I just wanted to show them. So I have glue in here. I'm trying to get out of the lid.
And here we
Thank
are.
you. Okay, so here's the whiskey bottle that I was talking about. This neat shape. It's Woodford Reserve. But this little thing, I'm thinking that might be perfect for this. So good time to glue it on when it's a little bit flexible because of the curve in the glass. So I might get that glued on here tonight, but we won't paint it until, maybe we'll do this next week, because we'll have to use slick sticks so that the paint sticks to the glass. So we'll set that aside for the moment, but we'll kind of put it on there so it remembers that curve. All right, so we need glue. I think I'm just going to take the lid off and use a paintbrush, because I have enough kind of old brushes here. I'm going to put my green brush in here so that it doesn't dry up. Alrighty, so I need an old brush. This one looks about as kind of ready for the trash, so we'll use it. So I'm just using, this is Type Bond glue. It's a premium wood glue, but it really works great for stuff like this. So I'm just making sure that I spread it the whole way to the edge. Now the other kind is the Type Bond Thick and Quick, and it's really good for a quick application and it won't go anywhere. So ours is laying flat, so we don't really need to worry about it shifting or anything. Now the only thing is we're not going to put glue the whole way up to the top of this tree because it kind of overlaps the cabinet door there where it kind of stops. So we're only going to put it where we need it. Ooh, almost got a big drop of glue on there. You guys probably saw that coming and I didn't. So I want to make sure I get everything, like the little trunk part. And I'm trying to put the trunks down the whole way to the bottom. And this one, we need a little bit at the top. Okay, so we want that in between happy and place. As usual, I have paint all over me, but you know, that's what's the fun. At least it is for me. I don't think it's as much fun when you wear gloves. Now, if I have to do for TV, I will do that. But most of the time, I just have paint all over me, and that's life. That's my life. because you guys know I can never wait for anything to dry. Okay, I don't know why I painted the top because this top goes off, but it's all right. Barking dogs. This is so cute, I can't stand it. I'm just going to leave this in there. Okay, I'm going to flip it over a minute so you can see what we've got here. So the cabin is my happy place. You see that? But I still feel like we need something else. Not 100% sure what. I don't think we need anything on there, but maybe just a little bit of shading in here, but kind of almost want to do like a little blue, like a little sky and a little sun. Let's do it, let's do it. I have vintage duck egg, so let's use that. Kind of a nice wide brush here. If I had my water mister, I'd spray it a little bit, but I don't. So, okay, so we're going to go kind of around the trees here. Talk about going off script here or whatever. I wasn't planning on this, but like I always say, there's spontaneity and happy accidents, that's where the creativity lies, right? This will definitely not be like the other one that I saw because it was pretty much all white background. Okay, then what I'm going to do is probably grab another brush and do a little something maybe green on the bottom there that's a different shade of green if I have it, and kind of blend that in while this paint is still wet. Um, yeah, because I kind of want to make sort of a grass or something ground. Guess it could be brown, like the floor of the forest is not necessarily green unless the sun gets to it, but it doesn't usually. So let's use the chocolate. And I'll grab a different brush. This is kind of mixing in with the trunks a little bit, so we're going to kind of keep it light. It's a little bit different shade. I'll go back over it with that marker, but let me get this coated and then we'll put a little more blue on there to just kind of blend it in a little bit. In those areas where they meet. Already glad I went this route. It needed something, it needed some more color. Still don't really love my writing there, and you know what I might do? Might just put a little coat of paint over it and rewrite it. Because I can. Okay, again, I'm taking this brush that's wet right into the wet chocolate paint and just kind of blending them. And if I, like I said, if I had water out with me, that would be helpful, but I don't. So I'll get the chocolate brush back out and just kind of work it together. Just kind of smooth that line so it's not really a noticeable line. Okay, this is cute. And I'm just going to keep that kind of on the surface here. And I'm going to kind of leave the corner open. Of course, we could do a little clouds, little cloud action. Haley, is your little guy watching with us? He's going to know my voice if he is. Let me get around these edges here. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to worry about making a specific line around here. I think it's all good. And the fact that we used a little of the metallic on those letters, I might even use a gilding wax on there, in there, and just kind of zhuzh it up a little. Or maybe this might be a perfect project to use a little of the Dixie Dirt in that area. Okay, let me see what I can do for some sunshine here. Oh, that's apricot. Perfect. Daisy. Okay. So I definitely want to blend this sun in. I don't want it to be this bright, even though the sun is bright. But I just want it to kind of fade into the sky a little bit. I just want to get around the corner here. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of keep working the edges out. And then I'm going to grab my blue brush again and kind of work the blue into that. So that way we don't have just like a real definite line. It's more natural. Oh, I really like it. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. Okay, so I do think that this area in here needs to be defined a little bit. And I am definitely going to paint over that. So bear with me. Let me see. Oh boy, we've been on over an hour. But these little changes are going to be pretty quick ones. I'll probably get the hairdryer out again just to, so I don't need to take everything off because I like it like right about to there. Yeah, that's what you do. If it doesn't work, you just paint over it. Another thing I wanted to do, now this is a big brush to do this, but I had a little overage on the stamp there, so touch that up too while we have this paint out. Okay, perfect. Or near perfect, right? Nothing's ever perfect. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry, I can get the hairdryer out, but let me just look here and see. I want to add some depth into that corner. And I can certainly do it with wax. I don't want black wax. Brown wax would be good. Okay, so I'm gonna use this wax first. This is Easy Peasy spray wax, and I'm using that so that the other wax won't be so harsh on that ivory color, the sawmill gravy. So we're spraying that on there. That'll definitely intensify all the colors. And it makes the watercolor run. Okay, well, we'll be painting over that some more. Everything else stayed. Honey, can I ask you another favor?
Sure.
Would you grab me a paper towel, please?
Uh-huh.
So Dixie Belle waxes are all water-based products, so you can layer over them.
That's
Thank
beautiful.
you. Isn't that pretty?
It's pretty.
Yeah, I just kind of made a boo-boo though. I'm gonna kind of wipe
There are
in
no
here.
accidents.
Yeah, we're right. That's true.
That's your line.
Yeah. Well, my little happy place wore off, so I gotta rewrite that, but it's all good. It'll work out. And of course, we have to let the glue dry. Okay, so let me get my brown wax. And I better quit soon because my phone is dying. So, but I'm just going to put some depth in here, depth of color, and this is just perfect for this. And I'll just say, I have a collaboration coming up on the 23rd. Show Me Your Workshop Challenge. And I'll have a video coming up this week as well. And so stay tuned for those. Get back in action here. All right, so that just gave it a little more dimension. And then I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to write in Happy Place again. And then just stay tuned, look on Instagram and look on the community tab, and just you'll get to see the finished result. So thanks so much for joining tonight. I hope you have a wonderful night, and happy Easter. Take care. Bye-bye.